The 2 adventure starter decks are probably some of the best starter deck products we've ever gotten. Being able to take one of each of them, throw them together with some cards from BT21, and you can make a concurrent deck that you can take to locals, refine it a little bit more. This is strong enough to take to regionals to do well with. The designers did really well with designing some of these cards. You can build this deck in so many different ways to achieve so many different things. You can go more aggressive, you can go more defensive. I've seen some people run Mastermon as the top end, running the purple yellow level 5s. I've seen people run just the green level 5s and run some green level 6s. Because of that, this deck is so flexible and so pilot orientated that I feel like I can't just give one definitive deck list. Today we're going to be looking at my deck list, but I'm hoping to give you more tips in order to help you build your deck rather than me just saying, here's a deck list, build it like this. This is, again, every deck list I feel like at Adventure is going to be super personalized, so don't take my list super seriously. However, what I would recommend is sticking to some of these ratios. These are the ratios I liked, but again, it is super flexible. The main ratios I liked is 11 Tamers, 12 level 5s, and 7 of the level 4s that allow you to Digivolve for free. Speaking of the level 4s, it's a good place to start with the list. The Togemon and the Birdramon both have the same effect. On play when Digivolving, if your Tamers with the Adventure trait have 3 or more total colors between them, this Digimon may Digivolve into a card with the Adventure trait without paying the cost. So you can Digivolve for 2 and then immediately go to a level 5. However, the Tamers all the dual color Tamers have the effect when any of your Digimon would be played, you can reduce the cost by 1 by suspending this Tamer. So if you have 2 Tamers in play, in order to get the 3 colors in play, you can play the Togemon for a 2 cost and immediately go into a 5. So that's generally why we're running so little rookies, is because we're not actually digivolving from our rookies. Most of the time we're usually hard playing these level 4s. Along with those 2 effects, the level 5s all have the your turn effect. When any of your Digimon are played or digivolved, if they have the adventure trait, one of your Digimon gains alliance and then one of your Digimon may attack. Just keep in mind that one of the Digimon may attack is an optional effect. However, the first part of the effect is not optional. So if you do play something, it will and trigger this once per turn effect, you will basically use the once per turn effect of it. So if you say you don't want to attack with this effect, you won't be able to use this effect again that turn. But that's sort of the 3 main common effects of the deck that you'll see come up a lot, is the level 4s digivolving for free, the level 5s gaining alliance and attacking, and the Tamers reducing costs. But outside of that, each of them all have their own unique effects. All the Tamers have a unique effect. All the level 5s have an on play when digivolving effect that sort of makes this sort of toolboxy style deck that you can customize to your liking. And so in order to start talking about my version of the deck, we have to start with the Tamers and the option cards. So we have 2 options, Believe in Our Friendship and Our Courage United. So both of these options have the text when you would play them. If you have an adventure trait Digimon on field, you can ignore the color requirements. On field includes breeding area. This is different to when it used to say if you had a Digimon or Tamer in play, because that only counted the battle area. On field counts the breeding area. But Our Courage United says when you would play it, draw 2 cards and then place it in the battle area. And then when any of your level 5 or higher would leave the battle area, you can delay and play 1 adventure trait level 5 or lower Digimon from your hand without paying the cost. So basically, if your opponent tries to remove some of your level 5s or level 6s, you go, okay, no, here's a new level 5. This option is very strong, especially at 4, and it is the main way we're punishing our opponent for interacting with us, because most of our level 5s have on-play effects to say, hey, we're going to annoy you and remove stuff off your board. Believe in Our Friendships, our memory boost. Feels top 3, grabs any card with the adventure trait and then returns the rest to the bottom of the deck, and then delay, gain 2 memory like every other memory boost. This does not just search Digimon, it also searches other options and Tamers, so can be very good. I found that once I have my 2 Tamers on the field to facilitate my 3 colors, I didn't actually want this in my hand. It felt more of a brick at that point, so that's the reason why I cut it down to 2, but it is very good early game, so I am sort of tempted to put it up to 3 because it can help you not get choked. Especially if you get choked and you have 2 Tamers in hand, you can pop the boost, go to 3, and you can play both your Tamers in the same turn. And speaking of Tamers, we're blending 11 of them. The Tai Izzy, besides the your turn effect, the Tai Izzy gives all your adventure trait Digimon blocker. The Matt TK gives all your level 5 or higher Digimon with the adventure trait rush. And the other 2 Tamers both have the starter main effect, gain 1 memory if you have an adventure trait Digimon. I prefer to run 2 of each of these because I like the gain memory. I've seen some people just run more Matt TK and Tai Izzy's and cut down on these, but I prefer to have the gain memory, and well, the blocker and the rush is good. Once I have one of these in play, I don't really want to play another one. I would rather prefer to run the Sora Carrier and the Joe Mimi, so that's the reason why I've got a 2-2 split on all of them. Feel free to change them how you like. Just keep in mind that they all share a secondary color of green for the Tai Izzy and the Joe Mimi, and the Matt TK is a yellow shared with the Sora and Kairi. So if you add more Matt TK, make sure you cut out the other secondary color yellow tamer. Running 3 ties, some people run 2, but I find this card to be extremely good. It is a secret, so you can run 2 if you cannot afford it and you want to play more on the cheaper end of this deck. You also don't have to run him at all, but basically he's a memory setter that draws you 1 when you attack with one of your Digimon, and then he has the main effect. You may play 1 adventure trait card with the play cost of 2 or less from your hand without paying the cost. This is not reduced cost, this is play by cost. So what that means is he counts himself, so by default you can play a 3 cost. You can either play one of your rookies or one of your other tamers if he's the only tamer on field, but if you have one other tamer you can basically play your 4s, and another tamer you can play your 5s, but he requires you to bot deck him after you've resolved this effect. So again, I'm usually just using Tide to replace himself with another one of these tamers, usually the Matt or the Izzy, because I'm trying to get the Sora Kairi and the Joe Mimi on the field as soon as possible to gain that memory. But now we're talking about that, we can go all the way back to the level 2s. The Sudamon is probably the best egg. On deletion, return 1 Digimon card with adventure trait from your trash to your hand. It just gives you recursion of your cards, so I think that's a lot better than the Koromon, which just gives you 1k DP on your turn. But in terms of rookies, the Beamon's the best one because it's a searcher that searches top 3. You can take 1 Digimon card with adventure trait and then 1 tamer or option card with an adventure trait. So usually hitting 2 things with this, seeing as how many tamers and option cards we're playing in the deck. So that's the reason why I'm running it at 4. The Palmon is the trash 1 draw 2 rookie. It is not as good as the Beamon, so that's the only reason why I'm running less of them. I am sort of tempted to put up to 4 and remove these Agumons, but I do like the Agumon. It has the effect that you can warp into a War Greymon if your opponent has a Digimon with 10k or more DP, or if you have 3 total colors between your tamers. Well, that's good. I also do like Agumon having reboot for being more of the defensive style deck where we want to use the Izzy to gain blocker or the Promo War Greymon with blocker, and then have a bunch of black options out to punish our opponent from swinging in because they don't know what's going to come out with the black option. Besides the level 4s we talked about before, Agimon's the other level 4. It basically just allows us to play tamers for free while we have 1 or fewer tamers. This is basically the same thing as the Mega Kabuterimon. The Mega Kabuterimon, however, has the inheritable piercing, while this one has the when attacking once per turn, one of your Digimon gets minus 2k for the turn. I like this a lot more than piercing. Piercing didn't seem to come up, and this can at least get rid of some lower level 3s, but you can run some other level 4s in this. I was running the Garurumon that has the on play when Digimon effect to return a Digimon with the adventure trait from your trash to your hand, but I found that I would usually have him at the start of the game and it wouldn't really do anything because my trash would be empty, and the Angemon just worked better at the start of the game, and the later part of the game I'd rather just have the Bergemon and the Togemon to go into my level 5s. We'll skip the level 5s for now. Let's go to the level 6s. Now, the one reason why I wanted to run a War Greymon for this build is 1, I like this War Greymon ace until the end of your opponent's turn. For every 2 colors between your tamers, one of your Digimon gains protection from your opponent's Digimon effects until the end of their turn. This is really good for just Digivolving it on your turn and then swinging in, so you don't have to worry about your opponent acing or activating any effect that will interact with your Digimon, so you can swing for game. However, it's when Digivolving and when attacking effect is also delete one of the Digimon with the lowest DP. I just found that a little bit more consistent of removal compared to, say, the Mental Garurumon ace. The Mental Garurumon ace has a better when attacking effect where you can play a level 4 or lower without paying the cost. However, the removal effect required you to have 4 colors in order to bot deck a level 6, and I just didn't like that, especially when you had the tie on field and you only had 3 colors. You could ace, but you couldn't actually bot deck something, so I stuck with the War Greymon, especially because I could run the Promo War Greymon that also has the adventure trait. It's got a security attack +1 and blocker when Digivolving. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with less than or as much DP as this Digimon, and he has an effect to give himself DP for every single color of tamer or Digimon on the field. This includes your opponent's field also, so most of the time he's going to be between 16 to 19k. That's a blocker and does security attack +1. I really like them. He's just a oh crap, I need to remove something button, where if you have a level 5 on field, you can just go into the War Greymon and delete something. And he also works really well with the Warp Agumon. Going from Agumon to this War Greymon for 4 can be a strong play, especially when you're a 19k blocker on your opponent's turn. If you have a black option out and they try to remove you, any of your level 5s that could mess with them can come out. And finally, we get to the level 5s. The main ones that I like the most, that's the reason running them at 3, is the Lilymon and the Skull Greymon. The Skull Greymon, unlike the other level 5s, does not have the your turn effect to gain alliance and attack. However, he gives one of your Digimon raid and retaliation, not just himself, but usually you're giving it to himself because he's got the on deletion effect. You may play 1 adventure trait card with the play cost of 4 or less from your trash without paying the cost, and his inherent effect is the same effect. So basically, you give him raid retail, you swing at your opponent's highest level Digimon using rush, or you wait for your opponent to attack you by giving it blocker, and then you kill that Digimon on deletion. You get to play out one of your level 4s because it costs 4, and then immediately go into another one of your level 5s. Again, makes removing Skull Greymon a lot harder, especially if you have some black options, because paired with the Skull Greymon, that basically gives you even more level 5s coming out when you remove the Skull Greymon, so it makes you a lot more harder to interact with. And not just that, the on deletion effect doesn't just play Digimon, it also plays tamers. So against decks like Dextoragora or Galactic, you can play your tamers if they're in your trash, or if you manage to discard them with the Palmon, Digimon. The Skull Greymon can play back those tamers from your trash, but most of the time I am trying to play back my level 4s if I can meet their requirement to have 3 or total colors between them. The Lilymon is the other good removal in this deck. It basically says suspend of your opponent's Digimon with 5k DP or less, and then for every 2 colors between your tamers, return one of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of the deck. So besides just bot decking any suspended Digimon, which is already strong, especially if they try to remove you when they go to attack and you have a black option, you can hard play the Lilymon and just bot deck the thing that's attacking. This gets rid of more than one thing with the more colors you have. So having 4 colors on the field, this gets rid of 2 things. It can be a great way to deal with your opponent's board, and it's probably one of the strongest removal effects in this deck. Then we go to the last removal level 5 in the deck, and that's the Zudomon. He basically just says, hey, strip 1 source for every 2 colors between my tamers, and then we'll return 1 Digimon to the hand that has 1 or fewer sources. So this doesn't require you to strip all the opponent's sources, but it can be good just to target specific sources that your opponent has that say have protection. If they have some other annoying source, like they have a retaliation or something, it's a good way to remove that while also bouncing something else. And it's also good against Royal Knights to get rid of their Royal Knights because they usually don't have sources. So that's the reason we're running it at 2. It's not the best removal compared to the Lilymon and the Skull Greymon, but it's still alright. The Metal Greymon is just, we're running one of them just because it de-digivolves 1 for every 2 colors between our tamers. So the de-digivolve doesn't actually remove something, but de-digivolve is just too strong, especially when you swing in and you have a black option. They ace you, they remove whatever you're swinging in with, and then you use the black option to play out the Metal Greymon, de-digivolve their ace, and now you gain a bunch of memory, and it's not looking good for them. The other level 5 we're running at a 1 of is the Mega Kabuterimon. It has 1 play, one of your Digimon unsuspends, and then for every 2 colors between your tamers, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. The suspend one of your opponent's Digimon can come up, but we're mainly running this for the unsuspend. You can play the Togemon, Digivolve into the Mega Kabuterimon, and then if you have another level 5 on the field, you can activate their effect to give Alliance and attack before the Mega Kabutérimon's when Digivolving effect goes off. So basically you can swing with Alliance and then unsuspend using the Mega Kabuterimon. It's a good way to get in more damage, but sometimes it also comes up that just being able to tap 2 things down is very good to get rid of some of your opponent's defenses. If they have some blockers up and you want to swing for game, it can help with that. Finally, the Andromon, it's not a removal effect, but it doesn't require having tamers on the field to activate its effect. Basically, it says one of your Digimon may digivolve into a card with the Avenger trait without paying the cost. There's a few ways you can use this. You can use the Andromon to warp the Agumon, because the Agumon just basically gives itself an alternate Digivolution requirement using its all turns effect. So Andromon can warp the Agumon into a War Greymon for free. So if you can play the Andromon out for cheap using the tie, that's already good in itself. But you can also use the Andromon's your turn effect with the Digimon she digivolves in order to give it Alliance and have it attack. Another way you can use the Andromon is from the black option. If you have 2 level 5s out and your opponent goes to remove one of them, you can use the black option to play an Androman and then digivolve your other level 5 into one of your level 6s. It's a good way to sort of ace your opponent without even needing an ace, because that would work with the promo as well. But that's the deck. Hopefully I've given you some ideas of how you would want to build the deck. Again, you don't have to exactly follow what I've done here. I do suggest some of these ratios, 11 tamers, 12 level 5s, is again what I found to be good in order to not brick as much, but the deck still can be bricky and inconsistent, especially when you don't see your tamers and you're getting choked to 1. It is very annoying. But let me know how you're building the deck in the comments below. I'd also like to know, what do you think we're going to get for support for this deck? Obviously, we're missing the Salamon, the Patamon, and maybe an Omnimon. But what other adventure trait cards could we get? We could get the other level 6s. We could get, I think a Leomon would be kind of cool with like an on deletion. It plays a tamer, like a blue Leomon. But let me know what you think we'll get for this deck in the comments below. But with that, let's get to the games and see how this deck plays. Let's see now. We don't have a rookie, but yeah, no tamers, so let's mulligan this. This is a little bit better because we have the 2 tamers, but we don't have any level 4s or 3s. Looks like we're versing Magna, or sorry, Armor Rush. The Lilymon here is, yeah, I was going to say Armor Rush. I was going to say, no, it's Royal Knights, but no, obviously it's not Royal Knights. He's giving us 4 here, which is quite good since we can get both our tamers out. However, it might be better to use the Believe in Our Friendship to try to search for a rookie or some sort of level 4. I think that might be the play. We don't find it. We get the Angemon. The Angemon's a level 4, but it's not the one we wanted. We'll take that anyway, just in case we find a rookie in some way. Let's play the Joe and Mimi here. We can't afford to go slow because he's going to do a lot of checks real fast and become very annoying to deal with, trying to get him off the board. But as long as he doesn't have a Davis, we can sort of choke. We just have to hope he hits into something good for us in security. Not really what we want. Oh, he's playing Island of Adventure. Okay, I guess that resets the Magna. Oh, the War Grey here doesn't help us too much. What is the play? I think it is popping the Believing Our Friendship, playing the Matt TK, and then just playing the Lilymon. It's going to give him 5, and it's going to trigger his Cool Boy, so if he has a Mecha, he gets to play an Omeka for free. But just bot decking this armor, it's going to help a ton. He's going to be able to scramble back a rookie here. All that's going to really do, it's not going to be able to attack. So if he has starter deck Magna, he can bounce our Lilymon back to our hand. Now, okay, he's not actually going to play a rookie. He's just going to get it back to his hand. I guess he doesn't have another rookie, which is good for us. No, he does have another rookie. That was a different rookie, right? He has multiple rookies, but he scrambled the rookie. Okay, sure. Does the scramble force you to put something on the top first? Oh, it's because it was the only card in his trash. That makes sense. Let me guess, he's going to play... No, it's just going to be the Magnamon that unsuspends. That's good for us. Especially because... Oh, he could here go to Magna X. That could be quite annoying. Yeah, Magna X. Okay, that's actually not too annoying, because we can just play War Grey and it'll be a big blocker. However, he has potential to bot deck it, so we have to play a little bit careful with that. How are we passing turn? I think we're putting him to 1 and playing our Courage. Oh, Matt Tai here is pretty good, because that gives everything blocker, but right now I think we'll just play our Courage. Oh, that's good. We got the Bergermon, so we can actually make some plays next turn, as long as this War Greymon stays around. His Digimon get +4, but we are 19k and a blocker against the Magnamon. This will pass his turn when Digivolving. Yep, that's what I expected. However, now this Magnamon is effected. Oh, never mind. The Cool Boy gets him a memory, of course. We shall use this, and I think we will just suspend both of his Digimon. The next turn we can go back into the War Grey. Also, I didn't notice we also have the Ace, which is quite good. He's just going to use his Armour Digivolution. Unfortunately, that does not work on Magna X because it is not an Armour form, so we can pop this Magna X perfectly fine. Just we have to worry about what comes after. Oh, we got a tie. That's good. We're going to get 4 here. Let's see. We can Digivolve for 3 if we want to play the Bergermon, get the Skull Grey. Skull Grey attack. No, I think it is... Let's just get rid of that. Oh, the Lilymon is really good here because that can bot deck both of these. Do we swing twice? I don't see any harm in swinging here. Yeah, I don't see any harm in swinging. Let's swing. Play 1 Tamer, sure. Well, the harm is, yeah, that actually comes up. I didn't realize this goes on the top. That's weird. Plasma Shot. Sure. That's fine by me. Then let's play Bergermon. Reduce costs. Would have been nice to chug into 1, but putting into 3 nonetheless is fine here. And we get another one of these options. That's good. Bot deck both of his armors, so there is currently only Magna X in trash. So no one's in trash, which means he's not going to get any big DP minuses or unsuspend armors. Yep, he's going to play back the good Vmon. There we go. Another starter deck Magna. What's he going to bounce this time? If he bounces this one back, I can just go into it again. He's only at 2. So I feel like his only other option is go into another Magna here. Yep, there we go. It's good for us because we can play the War Grey, go into our Courage again. Do we get a rookie this time? Finally, we get a rookie. We get 2 of these. It's really unfortunate that we do not have a level 4 we can use. But now that we have the rookie, we can get back pieces. Digivolve up again. If you're going to keep returning to our hand. Oh, perfect. We can spend our memory here. Because we were going to not be able to use all of it. But now we can. So that's good. I think we get rid of the Angemon here. It's not really doing us any favors. And 2 more rookies is unfortunate. Do not have anything there, so we'll just play another Our Courage. Okay, we get a rookie here. I mean, I'll get a level 4 here finally, but no other 5s. Let's see now. We've gone through 2 starter deck Magnus, I think. So if he has another one, we do not actually get bounced this time. And even if he goes into, even if he gets his 3k from his effect, he's still going to be 17. Oh, he can just suspend us. That works too. Oh, we get another tamer. It's really good for us. Well, if he does attack with Magna, I think we just have game. He needs to get rid of some of the attackers. He's going to play a tamer and pass here. Good for us. Again, we can swing with the Wargrave. If he doesn't block with the Magna, we're doing 2 check. Actually, I think we should alliance here, right? Because we got a lot of memory. I'm thinking we play the Eosmon here and just alliance with the Wargrave, threaten so many checks. But again, he's most likely going to block it no matter what. So I think it's better to... I think it's still better to swing here. We want an alliance. We'll just do 2 checks. Yep, he is going to block with the Magna. I'm just double checking if we have enough memory here. Yes, we do have enough if we can find another 5. We don't actually have to find another 5 because we can just swing at the BO here. We'll just grab the Kabuteri because that can unsuspend. We didn't need the Kabuteri because we can reduce cost to put us to 4 and then play the other one. We just needed a 5 in hand for another check. But with the Kabuteri, we can at least guarantee this. Always hard to tell what's in your trash, what's not in your trash on the sim. Swing 2 more checks. We don't need an alliance here. And then I don't think there's anything that can come out. Armor texture. Armor texture is pretty good here for him. Actually, wait, I only plays something. I thought armor texture actually also lets you digivolve. Never mind. It's not very good for him. And we can swing for game. Going first, this is hands pretty good, so let's keep. Let's hatch. And I think it's just Palmon into Tamer. Yeah, Palmon into Tamer I think is the best play because this gives us 1 memory, which means we can play the Eosmon for reduced cost of 2. It is purple hybrid. Okay, cool. This will be interesting. Purple hybrid's got some new tech with... Oh, we can gain memory, and if we find a tame, we can play it with the Angelmon. Purple hybrid's got some new tech with the Arrest Digimon Superior mode, being able to attack twice. There we go. I think because we have the Wargrey, let's take the Angelwoman. But the problem is it's the Joe and Mimi that we have. Let's just still play it out. Gives us memory. But that is one of the unfortunate parts about this deck, is hitting the same tamer. He didn't use Koichi's effect to trash a card at the start of turn, so it means he doesn't have too many hybrids in hand. He just has, it seems like, a lot of tamers. Oh, there's a purple memory. There's the Dustmon. Yep, that's what I was expecting him to take. He hasn't trashed the Vulgar here, so... Yep, Koichi. Trash the Mimi. Mimi's interesting. That's good for us that all our stuff lives, especially against purple hybrid. We do actually top deck the Matt TK, which is really good because we can do the Angelman play here. Yeah, we'll just actually you play for reduced cost, so let's do that. Let's get a lot of things on the field then. Use this effect, go into the Angelmon. We got another Lily, that's good. Use that to Digivolve into Toga. Let's just go extreme. There we go. They've got a Eosmon for our raising. That's the main reason I wanted to Digivolve the Toga. But let's go into the Lilymon here. Yeah, we can just do this effect. You gain alliance. And attack security. Actually, I probably should have split it. I probably should have gone, given the Angelman alliance, the song with these two for 13 and then song with the Angelwoman. But let's just alliance with this because we kind of want this to die. Digimon Emperor is annoying. Let's go Eosmon on the back. We are putting a lot of colors on the field for his plays. Let's just... I don't want to swing at security, but let's just swing at security. That does get on the Vulgar back. Let's return the Bergermon to our hand. He gets the draw from that. I think we do put him to 2 with the Tai Izzy. It's a lot of colors on the field for him. So we're going to get milled a lot, but that helps us a lot too because we can use our egg to get back any of the cards milled. Just have to make sure we don't deck out. We currently have 30 cards in the deck. He has 33 cards. 6 cards in trash. The Vulgar in trash. He's got 1 Dusk, but it's great because we don't have to worry too much about the loop anymore. We also have to make sure we don't raise the BO because we won't get our starter main effect. So if we are less than 2, We cannot get the Mimi Joe. He's turning our Digimon to red. Our colors don't really matter. We just don't have red on the field, so he's just getting the most mills. Hoping he hits some sort of option here. Like the black option would be really helpful, because at least we can bot deck with the Lilymon. Actually, we can't, because if he blows himself up. What do you hit in our trash? 2 ties, the Ace, Andrewman. A lot of things were milled, but still have 24 cards in the deck. Buko on the back's annoying, but we have Rush as well, so because of the 4 reduction, we can actually kill at 2. We just have to be really lucky with it. Oh, he's got another Dustmon here. Okay. Means we're going to get more memory, and also, again, more Digimon our trash to work with. Yo, change our colors. We don't... Actually, that helps us more than anything. What color... You can never actually see what color he changed it to. He changed it to red. That actually helps us, because it gives us more colors. And how he's going to be able to loop back the Dustmon from his trash. Oh, he's going to get the Volgra from hand? That's strange, but I guess maybe he's going to go to a Volgra and then end of the attack, go into another Dustmon, and then try to mill us. Because how many cards? We have 18 cards left in our deck. So he can do that play where he tries to just mill us here. Gonna put a Gallon out. I guess it just is a blocker and a recover. Oh, he's going to raise the Louis here. Okay. Oh, we get our tie. That's good. We can't be choked, which means I think we have lethal here. Unless he finds lethal using another one of these Gallants. Oh no, he needs something with bigger DP. That's right. Ugh, the one of Jack Raid. Oh, don't tell me he's got it somehow. Okay. Psychmon. Mimi. Well, we do raise here because we lose 2, but then we gain 2 back. So we will do that. Just gain our memory. I think it is just go to Lilymon, go to War Grey. We could Toga to Lily for free, but we can't because of the Psychmon. We can use the tie to actually Lilymon for free, because the tie doesn't reduce cost, it just plays for cost. So I think we do that. Oh, what if we don't die in security? That's still fine because it's still 1 check. Use the tie to draw here. Cool, we die in security. We use the egg, grab back a 5. Let's just grab back the Angel Woman. Use the tie effect. Play. Go into the Lemon here. I'm gonna bot deck this. We don't gain memory, whatever. So we swing with the Lilymon here. Rivals doesn't really matter, because then we just play the Bergamon, go into a level 5, and swing for game. There we go. Ooh. Going first here, I do really like this hand. Lots of searching, and we have Tamers, so let's keep it. I think it's just BM on the back. You can also go Palmon on the back. Palmon on the back is much better, just in case we wanted to play both of these BMons. So yeah, we'll play BM on the back. Oh, another rookie. A little bit rookie focused here, but that's fine. We still have a turn to set up. If he passes us to 2, we can just drop both of these. We're playing Argo Egg, so it could be a lot of things. Oh, it's Eosmon. That is really annoying. Okay. Eosmon is very annoying for this deck because we won't be able to tap our Tamers. And he plays an Eosmon straight away. Very, very, very scary. And we don't have a way to answer that. I am very scared. I think we just do some searching here. We'll get the BMon. BMon much better here. And play our courage. Hopefully. Oh, good. We got a tie. Perfect. Because tie at least allows us to get a Tamer out, swap a Tamer and get some cost reduction. And at least we're guaranteed he's going to swing with this. Actually, we passed him to 3, so he could Digivolve into the SR Eosmon here. 1k for every single color of Tamer, or every Tamer? I'm pretty sure it's every Tamer. We want to try to not play as many Tamers. Oh, wait, we get to play free Tamers. I forgot about that. Okay, maybe this does help us. I don't know. What is the... They don't unsuspend. Yes, this is annoying. But that's, I think, fine for us. I think we raise here. We're in a cycle. And we can bot deck both of these. We're not bot deck both of these. This one has the... Did you evolve into the Skull Grey to get rid of this Eosmon? Actually, Is it better to give it to the Biomon and have the Biomon raid retell in? Oh, yes. I was like, why didn't it die? Okay, we have to do the effect. Oh, perfect. We found a Toga. That is exactly what we want, because then we can bot deck this. I think we swing with the Skull Grey, though. Just in case, no, we don't kill it. What does this guy do? Start a turn, you gain 1 if there's 3 or more tamers on my side of the field, and then your opponent plays a Digimon by spinning this tamer, gain 1 memory if that Digimon is a level 4 or higher, draw a card if it's a level 3. So if we play this, he gets 1 more memory. Let's see now. So I think we'll replace the tie, just to use less memory here. This is a memory setter. This will actually be exactly enough memory. Yes, and he'll gain a memory here. So actually, yeah, playing this was the correct call. Use up as much memory as possible, especially because it's going to get us a memory at the start of our next turn. We won't get a memory setter, but we're at least going to 2. But I have a feeling he's going to maybe try to get an Eosmon on the field so our tamers don't unsuspend. Yep, grab the level 4 Eosmon, and he's going to play that. No, he's going to play it on the back. I wouldn't have done that because now my tamers get out and suspend. So I can at least Digivolve on the back into the Armour, play the Biomon, and then just alliance in for a lot of chicks. Past turn. Actually, I probably should have played the mat, and yeah, that was a misplay. I should have played the mat here and then played the play cost to reduce it all to 0, and then played the other tamer. So we would have gotten a bunch of tamers out. Let's see now. Bergemon's really good here, and so is the Joe Mimi. I mean, we get both of them, so doesn't hurt. Let's give the Skull Grey Alliance here, and it can attack, and we'll just alliance with the Biomon. Then let's Digivolve the Bergermon here. Oh good, we don't have another level 4, lets us play a lot of stuff. I want to go into another Lilymon, just get rid of this Eosmon on the field. Oh, sorry, the Morphemon on the field. And then I think we just play, if we put him to 4, so we put him to 4 and we just swing one more time with the Lilymon and Andromon, or is it playing the black option here? Because we don't have Rush, I'd rather put him to 0. He does get redirects, but he has to get to them. Giving him a lot of memory here might actually be bad because he can Digivolve. He's going to go to 3 anyway. Yeah, I'd rather just do that play then. We'll go into Andromon because we can keep the Greymon around for when we want to trigger this Our Courage United. This Lilymon can give this Lilymon Alliance and then have it attack with the Andromon. Oh, Digimon Emperor, that is annoying. It means we can't raise and go for game. And the Minoa, this is the one that allows him to protect his Digimon. It's okay, we got a good spread of things. If this dies, we can return a card from our trash to our hand, and I don't think he's going to do it. So I think we're in a good position here. We've got a lot of board presence, and him removing our stuff gives us some things to do at least. But he can get very wide and it can be very scary. But this is not the Eosmon that the level 5 is the one with the redirect, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, also it's the level 4. In any case, we have Digivolve to solve a few of our problems. Eosmon plays Eosmon, and then they'll trigger the Morphemon, where he's allowed to go into a Eosmon for reduced cost. Is Eosmon a 4 or 5 cost? Or is it a 3 cost on Eosmon now? I haven't played this deck in a while. Minoa, yeah, Minoa triggers, he gets to search top 3. Yeah, top 3 for Eosmons and bot decks. Yeah, this Eosmon, it is a 4 cost here. So reduced cost, he's going to Digivolve for 1. He was missing a 2. That's unfortunate for us because he can also play another Eosmon out. How many more times can I say Eosmon this game? Does it kill anything when Digivolving? Play Eosmon, the opponent's Digimon much DP as this Digimon. Which one's? Only the Skull Grey has the on deletion inherit. Another Digimon Emperor. Okay, well, I mean, we might as well play a Tamer out. It makes him bigger, but I'm not too worried about that. I'd rather get the Rush Tamer out so that we can swing for game by just playing stuff from our hand. He is going to delete the Skull Grey. Interesting. Okay, I guess we don't play Our Courage United and we just bounce the Skull Grey back to hand and we go into the War Grey here. Oh, I was not supposed to use that. Oh well. It's a little bit unfortunate, but we just have to do it the more annoying way. I was going to say, which effect does he get? Oh, he gets the gain of memory. That's fine. Actually, wait, we can trigger the on play and the on deletion effect go off at the same time. And this is on the attack. So we actually have block timing here. So we could play something out. Actually, we will play something out with the Skullgray. The Digimon. This will go higher up in the stack. So we can Digivolve into the Metal Greymon first. And then we can use the egg to bring back the Skullgray and then use this Digimon to go into the Skullgray. We'll just Digivolve this one. And then turn the Skullgray to hand. Okay, this worked out in the end by playing the level 4 instead. We'll just give the Skullgray Raid Retail and we'll keep him up and we'll just block with the Wargray here. But yeah, I don't think he can do much here. He doesn't have any redirects anymore. And he can only really remove one thing. So I think that's going to be GG. We just got to make sure we don't breed. Why would you kill the Skullgray? That's just going to bring back more Digimon. We don't have another level 5 to go into, but that's fine. There we go. And we win. He realizes we win.